Hey there, this is Red. It's time for another episode of Red Plays. So what do we have it on the board here? We've got Doctor Strange, which has been a kind of a consistent theme recently. I've got Doctor Strange and my aggression Doctor Strange going because I'm enjoying that combo. It's kind of a weird combo, but I think it works. The other thing that's out here is Green Goblin, and I have not played Green Goblin for a long time. So we've got the Green Goblin Mutagen and all the Mutagen pieces out here. And I guess before I get into that, one thing I wanted to do was, I think it was Dale, the Casual Gamer, has a site up there running where he does some Marvel Champions playthroughs, and he kind of asked how other people are storing their collection. So just real quick, the current way I'm storing my collection is I have this Groomsman's box off of Amazon. And you buy it and it folds together and makes kind of a nice sized little black box there. It's got magnetic closures along the top here to shut it. And that's where I'm keeping my Marvel Champions at right now because I outgrew my basic box. I've 3D printed little dividers in here, dividers for the cards. Now, one of the things to note is I can get 1, 2, 3 of them in there, but the fourth row doesn't end up big enough. But that ends up being an okay size to hold dials and my counters. I've got like a little box here for counters. I have my Team Covenant tokens in a little holder here. And actually I've got another one that's sitting off to the side, which is this one right here. And you can see I've got my status cards and my other tokens are in there, right? And then I've just got all of my cards. I've printed off some dividers in there. I have them sorted by aspect, and then I'm not anal enough currently to sort them by alphabetical inside of aspect. I will probably do that pretty soon, but right now they're just in groups, and I've been flipping through them so much that I haven't really gotten to that level. So I've got my, like my villains are here, and then my custom contents over here, heroes here, side schemes there. So that's how I'm doing it right now. There's also been a lot of talk this week about the stuff that's coming out for Marvel Champions due to all the online announcements from Fantasy Flight. And oh my God, there's lots of neat things coming, but let's not get into that because I could probably spend the whole time just talking about that. So there, Dale, that's what my storage looks like. So there we go. All right, so let's get back to playing. Move all of that out of the way. Get my tokens. I can put my tokens here close to me so I know what's going on. All right, so recap. It's been a long time since we played Green Goblin, so let's see if we've got the right stuff out here. We need Unleashing the Mutagen. So I've got Green Goblin. I'm going to go expert mode. So I've got Green Goblin 2 out here and Green Goblin 3. I have Mutagen formula, and I've got the standard encounter set, and I've got Goblin gimmicks all shuffled up in here, right? So it says I need to put a Thrall minion. So there's my Thrall minion is out here. And let's see here. He's got guard, 1/1, 3 hit points. He's not all that bad. He's annoying, but not horrible. So we've got our Thrall minion in play. What else do we need to worry about? So that's it for the setup on that part. We go to 1B. 1B says Green Goblin has released a toxic mutagen gas on New York City when completed. So that's going to be a when I'm done with this side of it. So let's take a look at that. That starts with 2 threat and it's going to go up 1 each round. All right, so I've got 2 out there, so I should be set. Got the badness. Let's see what Green Goblin says. Green Goblin says, when revealed, deal 2 encounter cards to each player. Oh, that's kind of suck. All right, so we need to set up with a couple of encounter cards. 1, 2. Wow, this first round is going to be pretty bad. All right. After Green Goblin, so our first response is after Green Goblin attacks and damages you, place a threat on the main scheme. Okay. So from what I recall from playing this last time this was pretty hard. So we'll see how this goes. I feel like it's been a while since I've played, so I have a feeling I'm in for failure. So let's just see how this goes. All right. So we've got the doc out there, Doctor Strange. We need to take a look at our cards. We have, let's see here, we've got hand size of 6. We've got our 10 hit points out there. So let's go ahead and draw our hand size because we need to look at what our hand looks like, and then mulligan And then we get to see what our top invocation card looks like. So there's 6. Let's see what we got. We've got Master of the Mystical Arts, Protective Ward, Astral Projection. Ooh, we got our Cloak at the start. That's a nice card to start with. So what are we looking at? Probably we could Astral Project. Master of the Mystical Arts could let us fire off whatever our thingamabobber is twice. Let's see, Honorary Avenger's not, well, could bump up Doctor Strange's hit points, but it's not going to do us a whole lot. We could hold on to the Protective Ward and maybe Astral Project. Oh, do I want to stick with this or not? I think we will, yeah, because I could go like this. Then depending upon what comes up, I might end up casting this spell twice. Yeah, I'm not too upset with this. So let's see how this goes. All right, so there we go. We're gonna stick with this. Let's see what our top card is. We're gonna get a Vapors, which is change of status card, which does us absolutely no good out of the gate. So to start off, we're gonna use We're gonna start now. Game starting. We're gonna use Doctor Strange's ability to get rid of the Vapors. And we get, ooh, there's the Crimson Bands. Okay, so now things get fun and interesting. We've got a minion out there. Let's flip over to Doctor Strange. So we have a bunch of encounters coming up, so that's a little bit on the scary side. We do want to get our cloak out there, I think. So our cloak is going to cost us 2 to get it out there. Do we want to hold on to our astral projection? Or I think a protective ward would be really nice to hold on to, which makes me wonder if maybe we should. Or we could hold on to next round, do a bunch of damage. Maybe that's what we want to do. We could ping the Goblin Thrall twice. Oh, what are we going to do here? Okay, so I'm having a tough time deciding. So we can play 2 for the cloak. We definitely want to get the cloak out. Master of the Mystical Arts, it would be really nice to open up with a stun attack. It would be nice to open up with a double stun attack, but we don't really have the cards to do that because we would need to spend 3 to do it once and then 2 to do it again, and our cloak would go away, and I really don't want our cloak to go away. Actually, our Crimson Bands is not an attack, so we could just hit Green Goblin and not have to worry about the Thrall. That's an idea, and it would stun Green Goblin. So maybe we go that route. So we do these 2 to get our cloak out there. I think we cast our Crimson Bands and let it go and hold on to our protective ward. That's what I'm thinking right now. All right. So let's make this happen. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to do 2. We're going to get our cloak out there. All right. Next thing up is let's take... Oh, we've got these 2 cards and I have no idea what they're going to do. Let's go ahead and do our 2. And we'll tap Doctor Strange. And we'll cast our Crimson Bands and we'll hit the Green Goblin. All right, so we're going to do, when I cast Crimson Bands, I'm going to do 7, stun an enemy, and deal 7 damage to it. All right, so we're going to do 7. So there's a 5 and a 1. So we're going to knock him down to 11. And then he needs a stun, which I put all of my cards away, so he's stunned now. All right, and then we reveal our next card, which is Winds of Watum. So we can untap Doctor Strange. Let's go ahead and cast our Winds of Watum and get 3 cards. So we're going to get 1, 2, 3. All right, we're going to flip our next card. All right, so now we can put our Sanctum out there. Let's put our Sanctum out there. And then we'll put an Honorary Avenger on Doctor Strange. All right, so that's going to bump him up 1. Need to grab one of my tokens out of here. Just dump this stack here. I'm going to dump some tokens out, so I'm going to make a big mess. There we go. Big mess on the table. All right. Move them all back here where they can't be seen. And then we're going to add 1 hit point to Doctor Strange. All right, there we go. So we are at 11. Honorary Avenger. We're going to hold on to our protective ward. That's alter ego, so we can't do it. So I think we're done as Doctor Strange, and we're going to untap everything. Or ready up, I guess, is the Marvel Champions way of doing stuff. And my hand size is 5 now, so we're going to get 4 more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what we got sitting here? We got our TAC team, some mystical studies. It's looking like next turn's going to be some alter ego with our Sanctum out there, and our mystical studies is just begging for me to go alter ego. But we've got to get through this round of the Green Goblin, which could be kind of messy. So let's see how this plays out. So first thing is we're going to put a threat on the main scheme because it goes up by 1. All right, next thing we have going on is Green Goblin would come to attack Doctor Strange, but he's stunned, so that doesn't happen. The Goblin Thrall is going to attack Doctor Strange, and we're going to take that 1 point of damage. We're all right with that. And then we go to encounter cards, which out of the gate here is ugly. There's 3 encounter cards there, so let's see how this plays out. So encounter card number 1 is a Goblin Soldier. So another minion coming into play. What do we have here? When defeated, deal 1 damage to the engaged player, and he's got 5 health, so he's pretty tough. All right. Counter card number 2 is Overconfidence. When revealed, hero, Green Goblin attacks you. If at least 3 damage is dealt by this activation, this card gains Surge. So we do have a protective ward that we can use against that. Do we want to use that? I think so. And we'll go ahead and use Lockjaw. So we're going to use Lockjaw to pay for our protective ward and stop the Overconfidence. All right, so 1 less treachery, a little bit less damage. So we're down to our final card, and we get Wicked Ambitions. When revealed, discard X cards from the encounter deck where X is equal to double the villain's stage number. Each time a goblin minion is discarded this way, choose to either take 3 damage or put that minion into play engaged with you. All right, so we are at villain stage 2. So discard cards where X is double the villain's stage number. So we're going to do 4 cards. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so let's see what we come up here. So we're going to look for goblins. That is not a goblin. That is not a goblin. That is not a goblin. And that is not a goblin. Holy cow. That was a lot of attacking that just went away. So, and we got no goblins. Yes! So that worked out well. Cool. All right, so that was a non-event. I am very happy with how that worked out. All right, so we're back to the hero side. That's the end of the villain. Hero side. So what do we do in hero side? We have our images of icon, which if I cast that, I can confuse the villain and take 4 threat off of the scheme, which would be really good going into our alter ego round. So that sounds fantastic. In order to do that, though, we're going to need to pay 1. So let's see here. Our mystical studies is going to allow us to go after something out of our deck. We have to be alter ego to do that, so we have to do that later. That means Tiger is not coming out this round. We can use our Sanctum to put a card back in to help us pay whatever we go for, which unfortunately we can't go for our Master of the Mystical Arts because that is a basic card. Dang it. So we might need to go for our Amulet. That might be the thing to go after. So we'll figure that out here in a second. So first thing we need to do is let's cast our images of icon. So we're going to tap, cast images of icon. We're going to use 1 to cast the images of icon. That says confuse the villain, remove 4 threat from a scheme. This goes to the discard pile. So we're going to confuse the villain, give him a nice confuse. We are going to remove 4 threat from a scheme. And then that goes to the discard pile. We're done casting our spell. We need to reveal our next spell, which is our toughness. All right. We can, well, we don't have a lot to heal up, so we might as well get our Cloak of Levitation to ready us. And do we want to do a damage somewhere? We can't hit Green Goblin, so it's 1 to a Goblin Thrall or a Goblin Soldier. So let's do 1 damage to, oh, let's put it on the Goblin Thrall. All right. What else do we have here? I think we're going to flip over to Strange. Let's go ahead and use his ability to cycle a card, because I don't think there's any reason to have the rings on there. So we're going to shuffle up and get a new card. We can't cast anything this round, but we're going to prep for next round. Maybe we'll get some awesome stuff. All right. We're going to drop it. We're going to see what our top card is. And hey, it's the rings that we can cycle out of the way again next turn. Okay, so let's use we'll use our Sanctum Sanctorum here, which says exhaust it, shuffle a spell card from your discard pile into your deck. So let's see, I'm pretty sure I've got a spell card in here. There we go. So we've got our Protective Ward and Astral Projection. So let's take our Protective Ward and put it back in there. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of treacheries that I want to stop out of this deck. The great thing is there was a whole bunch of attacky stuff that went by already. What that does mean is there's a lot of minions left in there. I think that's a little bit on the scary side. And I don't know that Doctor Strange is great about dealing with all of these minions. Maybe better off just going after Green Goblin with my Crimson Bands and trying to take him out that way. We'll see. All right, so we shuffled up enough, I think. Let's go ahead and grab our 1 card. And then we need to think about what we want to do for Mystical Studies. So our 1 card is going to be, hey, it's Astral Projection, which is not the card that I put back in there. Okay. Let's go ahead and cast our Mystical Studies. Let's use our Astral Projection to cast Mystical Studies. So that's going to allow us to go digging for, because Astral Projection is a hero action, so I'm not going to be able to use that. So search your deck and discard pile for a Doctor Strange card and add it to your hand. So I was trying to figure out which Doctor Strange card that I want, and I don't think Magic Blast. Nope, don't want Magic Blast. I was thinking the Eye. The Eye costs 2 to put into play. A lot of these other cards are all hero actions, so I could go after Wong. Wong's going to cost 3, so I wouldn't get him out this round, but it would put him in hand for next round, which would be nice. The other thing I could look at is Magical Enhancements and use a double attack to take out the Goblin Thrall and put some damage elsewhere. Wong is pretty tempting to get out there, though. So is the Eye. The Eye is also pretty tempting to get out there. Problem is I can't play either of those this turn. I'd have to sit on them until next turn. The Eye is only a hero resource, though. Let's go get Wong, and we'll put Wong out there. All right, so we'll go with Wong. We haven't gotten too beat up, so that's not a big concern right now. So I think we're doing all right. It's looking like it's starting out pretty good. The only thing I'm scared about right now is there's a lot of goblin action already, and I think that's only going to get worse. I need to figure out how to clear those goblins out of the way. Now, this is an aggression deck with allies in it, so I should be able to get those out there, but Tigra is about to go away here, probably, as I draw more cards. No, let's see. Okay. So we've done everything. Let's go ahead and untap and decide, are we going to hold on to Tigra or get rid of Tigra? So we're going to go to hand size of 6. So it's going to get me 4 more cards. That's not going to give me enough to play both of them probably. So I think we're going to get rid of Tigra. and keep a hold of Wong and go up to 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. All right, so we're going over to the villain's turn. So what am I looking at? Like cards, I got Magic Blast and Wong. That's kind of cool. The magical enhancements might help me take out some. Ooh, I've got 2 of them. That could set me up for a nice round with my cloak out there. Oh, I've got my Sanctum, so I could get another card. It would have been possible I could have gotten Tigra and Wong out there. But maybe Wong and a Magic Blast might be the better idea. I don't know. Let's see how this plays out. So villain's turn. First thing, 1 threat on the main scheme. The second thing, Green Goblin's going to see the Doc out there, and he's confused. He would scheme, but he's confused. So no scheme for you this round. All right, then we go over to our minions, and we're going to get 2 off of the minions. All right. Next up, we need an encounter card. So we're moving on. Encounter card is, boom, Exhaustion. Exhaust my identity card, and it's going to surge. Okay, so that's not what I was anticipating. And, oh, no. Okay, so what we have there is our obligation card, and I can't exhaust Stephen Strange. So I have to do the next event I play is going to cost 3 additional resources. Oh, I hate that. Oh, that's one of the most evil obligations. But Strange is pretty powerful, right? So, okay. Oh, wow. Not what I was hoping for. All right. It's all good. It's all good. It's fine. All right. So next, we're going to head into, that's the end of the villain's turn. I don't have anything. Nope, nothing to handle that. Okay, villain's turn. What are we going to do villain's turn? So this is hanging about being extra nasty to me. To start off, I think what we will do is we will use our ability to pop the 7 rings. And we will get a new card. All right, we've got our images out there. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to use our Sanctum to put a card back in. I think. Let's look at this. Is there anything I want to use? No, let's go ahead and put a card back in because I believe we can stick an astral projection back in there. Yeah. So I could do something like use a magical blast to pay for something. But, or I could use one of my magical enhancements to put a magical enhancements out. But we will not do that. Instead, we will just put that astral projection in there and draw a card. All right, so we're going to get, ooh, a genius. Okay, so that's making the paying for the physical toll seem a little bit better. All right, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to flip over to Doctor Strange at this point. All right. These are upgrades. So in order to pay for the, that's an event. That cost goes on to an event. So if I wanted to uppercut, that would cost 6. If I wanted to cast my images, that would cost 4. My magic blast is going to cost 6. So a magic blast would be that. So one of the possibilities is I don't even deal with it this round. Instead, I do maybe, I could do Wong like that. And I could do a couple of magical enhancements. That's going to leave the physical toll hanging around. If I do double magical enhancements, that's going to bump me up to, what is that going to be? It's going to be, oh, it's going to sit out there too. So when I go to defend, I'm going to have a massive defense. So we're going to go ahead and play it that way. So we're going to do 3. We'll get Wong out there. We're going to play 2 magical enhancements. So we've got 2 upgrades sitting out there, right? I haven't cast any events this round. which is interesting. Let's ready up Doctor Strange. So I've got the choice now is I can thwart for 3 or hit something for 3. So I could potentially, well, we could take out the Goblin Soldier, or we could take the Goblin Thrall out. I think what I'm more concerned about is taking out Unleashing the Mutagen. So we're actually thwarting for 4 right now. So I think we're going to go ahead and do that. And we'll thwart for 4. Because we have 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to have Wong go ahead and hit the Goblin Thrall for 2 to take him out so we don't have the guard on anymore. So we still have the soldier out there, which is annoying, but we can let him sit for a little bit. All right, so then we're going to ready up because we're done. We've still got our toll, and we're going to draw hand size 5. So we're going to get back up to 5 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so Enraged, Hercules. There's our hand size. There's our Sorcerer Supreme, finally. All right, let's go over to the Goblin's turn. So I'm sitting on a bunch of defense. All right, so first thing is 1 threat on the main scheme. Bam, there we go. All right, next up, the Goblin is going to see Doctor Strange out there. Now, I've just got this huge defense, so I think I've got to use it. I've got to defend against that, right? He's attacking for 2. I've got 3, 4, so I'm defending for 4. You got it. You might as well use it. So let's see here. We get a boost of 2. So he's attacking for 4. I'm defending for 4, so I block all of it. And to double check here, it says forced response after Green Goblin attacks and damages you, put a threat on the main scheme. So I don't have to worry about that. Oop, you didn't damage me. And I just totally jacked up my green screen. Okay, fixed. Okay, so we defended. Don't have to worry about that. But we're exhausted there. So then the Goblin Soldier is going to attack, and we're going to take 1 from that. I'm okay with that. It's not a big deal. All right, next up, we need an encounter card. So let's see what happens from our encounter card. We get Wicked Ambition. So now we're going to need the 4 cards, and we're going to see how many goblins we get. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 4 cards, and we have is that a goblin? That is not a goblin. Not a goblin. Not a goblin. Not a goblin. So, yay, no goblins. So the Wicked Ambitions are going, I'm saying they're going in my favor right now. Okay. The villain is done. These go away because it's the end of the round. And we're back over to the hero side. All right, so what do we got going on now? We still have the physical toll hanging out above our head. So it's going to cost us 4 to cast an event. Or to do an event. We have Hercules, which would cost 5 at this point, and we've got 4, which is not enough to Hercules. We could make an Enraged Wong and have Wong hit for 4, but that would take him out. We have Sorcerer Supreme, which would be very nice to get out there, because we would like a bigger hand size. We also need to get out from underneath this physical toll. I think that's the thing that's bothering me the most right now, is sitting on the physical toll. We could untap, cast our images, which is going to cost 4. And then do we sit on, we sit on Sorcerer Supreme and use our 4 to cast the images? I think that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to use our cloak to untap. All right, we're going to tap to cast our images of icon. Oh, which is going to cost, because of the physical toll obligation. And this is an event. It's going to cost 4 to cast the images of icon. So I'm going to use these 4. Do we sit on the Sorcerer Supreme or do we sit on the Master of Mystic Arts and go, well, let's sit on the Master of Mystic Arts. Now, we'll cast it because we're going to use our Sanctum to get it back in. All right, so we're going to do 4 to cast our Images of Icon. So we're going to take 4 threat off the main scheme, confuse the villain. That's going to make the images go away. We're going to flip. There's the Winds of Watum. So we've already exhausted. Physical Toll is discarded now. Let's have Wong. What do we have Wong do? We can exhaust Wong to heal Doctor Strange 1. We're going to flip over to Stephen Strange. We're going to use our Sanctum to put our not Master of Mystical Arts, because Sanctum does a spell card. Has to be a spell. So magical enhancements. Ooh, let's put a Magic Blast back in there, because I think we're going to want to blast the Goblin pretty soon. Okay, so what would be awesome is if I pull out one of my my 2 resource cards. I highly doubt. I went through 2 of them. Have I gone through all 3 yet? I think I've only went through 2 of them. I don't think I've seen the strength one come out yet. So we'll see. All right, so let's grab our 1 card and we get, oh, downtime. Oh, no, I haven't been hurting that bad, so I don't think I need to worry about the downtime. Okay, so we are going to be done at that point. So we're going to untap all of our stuff. We're going to draw back up to hand size of 6. I am going to get rid of my downtime and get 5 other cards. Haven't really been taking a lot of damage, and as soon as I say that, I'm probably, there's my strength. Now I get it. Damn it. As soon as I get rid of my downtime, I'm probably going to take a beating. So we'll see how that goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hand size 6. 6. All right. Villain's turn. What's going on the villain's turn? So the easiest thing is 1 threat on the main scheme. Next thing is Green Goblin's confused, so he does no scheming, but the Goblin Soldier is going to scheme, so we're up to 2. All right, then we need an encounter card. Encounter card says Goblin Soldier. All right, we've got 2 Goblin Soldiers out there now, pinging at us. All right, so that's the end of the villain's turn. We're back over to the hero side. All right, so hero side, we've got a Winds of Watum out there. Let's use our Sanctum to draw a card. Well, first we need to put a card back in. What are we going to put back in? We got 2 magical enhancements in there and an astral projection. Let's put the astral projection in there. All right, so one of the things we could do is we can Magic Blast. We could Magic Blast one of the Goblin Soldiers away, but they haven't really been that much of a problem. And we could work on taking Green Goblin down, which is kind of fun. What do we have? We've got 5. We possibly have 10 damage sitting right there. And then with Long could, and then a Doctor Strange attack would actually take him over, or the Magic Blast could actually do the additional damage that we need. All right, let's see what our 1 card is. First, our 1 card is Aggression, which goes into the let's do an uppercut. So that's a 2, that's 3 for an uppercut, 3 for a Magic Blast, and no Sorcerer Supreme. But we would flip Goblin into Goblin 3, and we don't have much threat on the main scheme out there. That might let's take a peek at what Goblin 3 does. What does Goblin 3 do? 3 encounter cards. Oh, huh. Yeah. That makes me not want to do that. But maybe now is better. I haven't taken a lot of damage, so maybe now is a good time to do that. I don't like that I have... The other thing I could do is I could clear the board of goblins, which maybe that's a good idea, is get back to a better state there. All right, so we're going to flip over to Doctor Strange. Do we want to win? Oh, that's the other thing we can do is we can Winds of Watum and get 3 more cards. Let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to go there, and we're going to get 3 cards. So Winds of Watum is cast. Let's get 3 cards. So 1, 2, 3. A lot of first aids and attack team. That would get our Sorcerer Supreme out there. I'm thinking what I want to do is I'm going to take out a Goblin Soldier and then hit the Green Goblin with the Magic Blast. So I think what we'll do first is let's Magic Blast the Green Goblin. So that's going to be 3, so 2, 3 to cast the Magic Blast. And we have to see what the Magic Blast does in addition to the 5 damage. So we're going to do 5 damage. We're going to discard our top card, and it does Wild. So we're going to do all of the above. So we're going to stun, confuse, and deal 7 damage to him. Yeah. All right. So we're going to take that. He was at 11. He's going to be down to 4. He's going to be confused. He's going to be stunned. Let's see here. What else do we want to do? So the thought was we would uppercut one of the Goblin Soldiers, which I think that we want to do. Yeah, so we're going to spend 2, 3. We're doing an uppercut to take out a Goblin Soldier and deal 1 damage. When defeated, deal 1 damage to the engaged player. So I'm going to take 1 damage, defeating the Goblin Soldier. It's only a flesh wound. All right. So the next thing up is, do I attack team or Sorcerer Supreme? So getting up to 6 cards would be nice. I really haven't had a card problem recently, but I have had problems with things sticking around and wanting to do damage. So I'm kind of leaning towards the attack team. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So we're gonna untap Doctor Strange. I think we're gonna go ahead and thwart. Ooh. So that's, yeah, we're gonna thwart 2 off the main scheme. Yeah, we're going to get the attack team out there. The attack team's going to come out and it's going to get 3 counters on it. So 1, 2, 3. So the other thing that I'm looking at is my deck is getting kind of low here, which is going to give me another encounter card. I don't want to pile that up at the same time that I flip Goblin, because then I end up with, like, it's going to be a handful of encounters, and I want to have the board cleared when that happens. So I think I'm setting up for what I'm thinking is that's what I'm setting up for. So we're going to do this. We're going to use our attack team to do 2 damage to a Goblin Soldier. Let's have Wong go ahead and cycle here. We got some Crimson Bands. All right. We'll be done, so we're going to untap. And we're going to get 5 cards. If we ran ourselves out yet, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've only got 2 cards left. So we're getting pretty slim on cards. All right, so Magic Blast, there's our eye. It's like, it's all Doctor Strange time there. There we go. Okay. Let's go over, we have something, we could potentially stop a treachery. Let's see what comes out. All right. Actually, this would have been kind of a nice one to have a slew of encounter cards out there, because I could potentially cancel 2 treacheries, and that might have been good. All right, so villain's turn. 1 threat on the main scheme. Green Goblin's going to see Doctor Strange. Would come attack him, but he's stunned, so no attack happens. Goblin Soldier is going to come attack, and we'll take that 1 damage. All right, next up we need an encounter card. So Counter card is Assault. Oh, so we are getting the attack. When revealed, the villain attacks me. I could cancel that with a protective ward. Do I want to do that? Do I use a ward to cancel? No, I think we're going to go ahead and take... Ooh, but if I take that hit... So the problem is if I take that hit, he's going to put a threat on the main scheme. Is that really a problem for me? I think we will cancel that. We'll use our protective ward. We'll use our astral projection to do a protective ward to cancel that treachery. So we'll cancel the assault. All right, no assault happens. All right, villain is done at that point in time. So over to the hero side. So what are we doing hero-wise? Let's go. Let's see, we can take the Goblin Soldier out. So we'll do attack team for 2 to the Goblin Soldier. Doctor Strange will attack the Goblin Soldier for 1. So that's going to take him out. And then we're going to take 1 damage because of that, because he does a little retaliate goofiness there. All right. So next up is, do we want to flip? Because we could hit Goblin, stun him, and flip him. So that's a, go ahead and untap Doctor Strange. Oh, we could, so I'm not building and we're getting ready to go into Green Goblin 3, which is a little bit on the scary side. So I could, one of the things that I could do is just knock him out of there. That'll put a stun on him. I can't hit him with a magic blast, but the Crimson Bands and so when I draw up, I'm also going to draw. So we would be looking at 4 encounter cards. And then the question would be, can I live through a 4 encounter card round? And I might actually be better off being on, because he's confused, so that would stop the scheme. I wonder if I would be better off being on alter ego side as I go through 4 encounter cards. Because I think I might take more damage if I'm on Doctor Strange and get multiple attacks. That could end up not working out as well for me. I think that's what we're going to give a try here. So I can't Crimson Band, so I'm gonna have to spend all my stuff to Crimson Band. So we're gonna go there. We're gonna spend 2. If we go in, we're gonna spend 2. We're gonna cast our Crimson Band, so that's gonna do 7 damage to the Green Goblin. So that's gonna flip him. We're gonna get Green Goblin 2 out. Green Goblin 3. So Green Goblin 3 says 3 encounter cards. Yikes. All right, so 3 encounter cards. What am I looking for? 3 encounter cards. 1, 2, 3 from here. So 1, 2, 3. We need to set him up to how many hit points? He's got 20 hit points. I guess he gets stunned also, so that's good. And we'll give him 20 hit points. All right, 20 hit points. Confused, stunned. All right, we've got our eye out there. Let's go ahead and we'll flip over to Stephen Strange. Let's use our Sanctum. What card are we going to put back in there? So he's probably going to get a lot of scheming going on. So let's put an astral projection back in there because we're going to be guaranteed to get an astral projection essentially because we're going to draw it because we got 3 cards. So we're going to shuffle this up. Shuffle, shuffle. And our 1 card is up the top. It's an astral projection. Okay. All right. What do we want to have Wong do? So we can have Wong. Oh, our Crimson Bands is cast. So this gets shuffled up. You might want to have Wong cycle cards. Ooh, maybe we work on a... Ooh, we could work on a... getting the Crimson Bands back yet again. Okay, so after we cast Crimson Bands, the next card up is Winds of Watum. I think we'll exhaust Wong, and we'll get the winds out of there. See what comes up. Vapors, we'll use Doctor Strange's thing to get rid of the vapors, and we have the Crimson Bands. Okay. We will be done at that point. We're going to untap. Untap lots of things. We're going to draw back up to 6. So what do I want to do here? I think we're going to ditch these, and we're going to look for a big damage round. So we're going to get 1, 2, draw 4 more, put another encounter card out there. So this is going to be on the gross side. He's going to end up with 5 encounter cards. So we'll see how those resolve. We might blow into the second level of Mutagen. We've been handling it pretty well, but this is where it's going to get nasty. My hope here, what I'm hoping for, is to get into a double Crimson Bands and then maybe even more damage, because it's quite possible we could be looking at 14 with the stun, and then maybe another 3 from Wong and company, Wong and Doctor Strange himself. So we could get really close to taking Green Goblin out. We'll see. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see what we come up with here. So we've got, there's Valkyrie, some strength, some lockjaw, and an uppercut. All right. We didn't get our double cast card, which is a little bit annoying, but let's see how things go. Okay. Villain's turn. 1 threat on the main scheme. Green Goblin level 3 is going to see Doctor Strange out here, but he's confused, so no scheming. We get an encounter card. All right, so let's start down the list and see how things go. All right, card number 1, Intimidation. When revealed, choose to either spend 2 resources of any type or give the villain 1 face-down boost card. We'll give the villain 1 face-down boost card. All right. Card number 2. Goblin Thrall. It's going to have guard. It's going to come into play. All right. We have Goblin Nation. Each goblin enemy, Green Goblin gets +1 attack. Oh, okay. Don't like that. That's going to have 2 on it. 2. Sorry, I'm looking for my stuff here. All right. Next card is another Goblin Thrall. Yikes. Third card is Regenerative Healing. When revealed, the villain heals X damage where X is equal to double the villain's stage number. If no damage was healed this way, this card gains Surge, so it's going to Surge. All right. We're going to get a Goblin Soldier. All right. Ta-da. All right, so what we're looking at is all of them are going to attack for an additional damage. So we're looking at 2, 4, 6 damage. And Green Goblin's stunned right now. He's got a boost card, an additional boost card, but he doesn't get to use it yet. All right, so how much damage? Ooh, we can't take much more than that. All right. What are we looking at? We have Doctor Strange. We've got our Crimson Bands out there. We can do 2, 3, 4, 5, 12. So let's do our, we don't have anything. Oh, that's kind of annoying. We don't have anything to Sanctum right now yet. We could, how do we get something into our discard pile? We can use an astral projection to get magical enhancements out. Let's see here. We're going to want 2 for the Crimson Bands. Then we'll get our 3rd, which will allow us to cast maybe to uppercut. Oh, we have guard. We got a ton of guard out there. All right, I think we're going to do that, though. We're going to use, or we could get Valkyrie out at the get-go here. Maybe that's what we do, because when Valkyrie comes in, she's going to do 3 damage and take out one of those goblin thralls. I like that idea. So let's spend 3. I think that's better than the uppercut. Let's spend 3. 1, 2, 3. So Lockjaw, Astral Projection, and our magical enhancements to bring Valkyrie into play. One of those is an energy resource. My magical enhancements is. So we're going to do 3 damage, and we're going to take out a goblin thrall. All right. We can then use our Sanctum to put our we'll put our Astral Projection back into our deck here and draw a card. And we're going to flip over to Doctor Strange and see how strange we can get. All right, we could take out the Goblin Thrall between Wong and Doctor Strange. We could take out the Goblin Thrall, or Doctor Strange and attack team would take out the Goblin Thrall. I think we can do a decent amount of damage this round. So let's see what we draw first. All right, first off, oh, hey, that's that Astral Projection I put back in there. Okay, we're gonna flip over to Doctor Strange. So the Goblin's stunned right now, so I don't know that that does us a bunch of good. Let's go ahead and we will attack team for 2. So we're going to drop 2 on that Thrall. We're going to go ahead and have Doctor Strange hit for 1. That'll be our final Thrall damage. All right, we're going to untap Doctor Strange. At that point in time, we can Doctor Strange for 2. And, ooh. So, all right, so there's a question. Do I leave the Crimson Bands for next round because he's already stunned, which I think has the most promise, and instead hit him with the uppercut? So if I hit him with the uppercut, then I can hit him for 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so okay, so let's do it this way. We're going to do 5. We'll hit him with the uppercut. So that's going to hit him for 5 damage. All right, he's still stunned because that was hanging out there from last time. We can do Valkyrie for 2. Wong for 2. Doctor Strange for 1. That's going to take off another 5. All right, 2, 4, 5. Oh, attack team goes away. And then we're done. All right, so we're going to untap and we're going to draw 5. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we have, hey, there's our Sorcerer Supreme. Keeps popping back up. All right, so we're going to go over the villain's turn. What's going to happen on the villain's turn? First off, 1 threat on the main scheme. If I can find a token here, there we go. There's 1. All right. Next up, Green Goblin would come attack Doctor Strange, but he's stunned, so he does not. Goblin Soldier is going to attack Doctor Strange, and he's got a boost from the Goblin Nation, which is going to give him +1 attack, so he does 2. All right. And then we need an encounter card. Encounter card is Goblin Glider. Attached to the enemy with the highest printed hit points and without another Goblin Glider. Okay, so enemy with the highest printed hit points at this point in time is going to be Green Goblin. He's going to be flying around. All right, so he's done. So what are we looking at this point is we need to do 10 damage to Green Goblin. And I think we got that because we can do, there is that to cast the Crimson Bands, which takes 2 to cast Crimson Bands. So that's 7 points of damage and a stun. So 7 points is going to knock him down to 3. Then we can hit him with Wong. So Wong hits him for 2. And then we can untap Doctor Strange. And Doctor Strange gets the finishing move. Ka-cha! Takes out the Green Goblin. All right, there we go. Green Goblin expert mode with the Doctor Strange aggression deck. So I was really afraid at the 5 coming out there, but that seemed to play okay. The one thing I'm concerned about is whether I played this boost card right or not. So that'll be from the comments. You guys will need to make sure to double check me on that one. I think he gets the boost card, and the next time that he would do something that got a boost, he would get an additional boost. I believe that's how that plays. Hopefully I played that right, and that makes that a little bit more of a clean play. I'm trying to think of other things. Hopefully, I don't think I missed a Goblin Soldier damage in there. But yeah, that seemed to go pretty well. So it's been a long time since I've played the Mutagen scenario. And from what I recall, it was really, really tough the last times I played it. Okay, so I have to say part of it is extreme luck, because every time I got Wicked Ambitions, it didn't do anything. So that is insanely lucky. I don't know how that worked out that way, but it did, so I'll take it. So that's it for now. It looks like that playthrough went pretty well. I think I need to switch off Doctor Strange and maybe try something else at this point in time. Or there's the Dinosaurus thing. I need to go back and do Dinosaurus, I think. I think that's the next play is Dinosaurus. So felt pretty good. I might be able to get that one in today or tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. So let me know what you think in the comments. Really excited about the new content that's coming out. There is a card that is, I think it was maybe it's the teamwork card, or I can't remember what the name of it is, but there is a card that is going to make Thor, I think, incredibly powerful because it can reduce the cost. You can use it to pay as a resource for anything that matches one of your traits, which Thor and the Asgard trait, amongst all the cards that he has, that's just one of the problems that Thor's had. It's a 2-cost card. It's going to make, it's kind of like his God of Thunder. It's like adding additional God of Thunders to the deck. I think that's going to be a card that's going to make Thor just way more powerful and be able to play more things. So there's just some stuff that's coming out in the new sets that looks great. The teamwork stuff between like Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch looks great. The cards for Scarlet Witch look awesome. Groot is a hero. Rocket Raccoon is a hero. These are all like just super exciting things. So if you haven't checked out the Fantasy Flight Games YouTube channel or Twitch channel recently, go check it out. Plus there's the expansion for Twilight Imperium. It looks like a new Descent teaser coming out. I mean, lots of great stuff from Fantasy Flight Games coming. So looks exciting for Marvel, looks exciting for the rest of the Fantasy Flight stuff. So anyway, I'll end it now. Let me know in the comments what I potentially missed in the playthrough, and if you would have played something different. And if there's something you want to see me go up against, or a hero that you want me to play, let me know and I'll give that a roll. I think I'm going to stay away from the heroic. We'll probably stay, I think expert mode is kind of where I'm liking it right now. I think that's a good fit, because the heroic decks, I tend to have to build specifically to face that one villain. And I don't know that I want to be playing at that where I'm building a specific deck to face a specific villain, right? I kind of like building a more generic deck to take on multiple things and see how they do against them. So like this Doctor Strange aggression deck, I've taken against Rhino at this point and Goblin, trying to take it against different things. So anyway, that's it for now, and thanks for watching.